guest today is Chef Preston Payne, who oversees 4 restaurants and lounges in the newly opened Crescent Hotel, Fort Worth. Chef Payne, thanks for being on our show. I was reading on your bio, your career has spanned several major cities across the U.S., including a period at the famous 11 Madison Park restaurant in New York City. But what brought you to Fort Worth?
Yeah, I've been really fortunate to work in a lot of really great places all over the world, and moved back to the Dallas area, which is home for me originally.
Okay.
Moved back to Dallas when COVID shut the world down. So I moved back in 2020. Got a bagel shop up and off the ground in the Dallas area. Focused on that for a while, and my now wife was living in Fort Worth at the time. So I've known her since I was 13, and her dad was a director at Lockheed for quite a while. So she's spent quite a bit of time in the Fort Worth area, and we started dating again once I got back to Dallas. And like I said, she was living here at the time, and after spending a couple of months living back home with mom, realizing that's something that I didn't want to do in my late 20s, we moved in together, and we've got married shortly after. That's what she's the one who brought me out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about the restaurants and lounges you oversee at this new hotel.
Really exciting opportunity.
Yeah.
The footprint here is something that John and Cami Goff have been working on for a number of years, and to finally see it come to fruition from just what the renderings were to the actual brick and mortar of what's been opened is pretty incredible. Inside of the Crescent Fort Worth, we've got 4 different venues. We have the Circle Bar and Lounge, which is our main service bar for both Amelia's and the Blue Room. And that also runs a separate Small Bites menu that complement the cocktail program that Jim has put together here for us. Connected to that, we have Amelia's, which is our flagship restaurant. It's 3 meal periods, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, brunch on the weekends. And that is our coastal Mediterranean restaurant that pulls influence from Italy, from France, from Spain, from Greece, and a little bit from Morocco, all countries that I've been fortunate to spend some time in. And when we started developing this concept, we wanted to make sure that we were doing something that was a little bit different in Fort Worth, as opposed to just opening up another Tex-Mex restaurant or another steakhouse or another Western-themed restaurant. We wanted to do something that was a little different, and it's one of the concepts that we're super proud of. We've got a wood-burning grill back there that we grill fish that get flown in daily. We have a fresh pasta program that everything's made on site. We mill our own flours to make the pastas from. Really sourcing high-quality ingredients from the Texas purveyors that we've partnered with. It's a 3 meal period restaurant, and then inside of that, which is kind of referred to as the jewel box of Amelia's, is going to be our fine dining room, and that's called the Blue Room. It's a beautiful 48-seat restaurant that's going to allow me and the kitchen team to really showcase some techniques that I've learned along the way in some of the 3 Michelin star restaurants that I've worked in. Oh my gosh. So very elevated, delicate, more detailed oriented, but still very welcoming. We don't want this to be something that's ostentatious or too intimidating to come enjoy yourself. So we'll have tasting menus that are optional. We'll have a few a la carte items, but everything's just going to be elevated and kind of taken up a notch from what we're doing here at Amelia's. And then one of the ones that I'm most excited about is going to be Ralph's, which is our 5th floor rooftop bar and lounge. It overlooks all of downtown Fort Worth, as well as the gardens and the museums that are directly across the street from us. That is going to be small plates as well, literally small plates. The tables that we have up there are not really conducive to a full service, so we're going to have to get creative with what we're able to present up there. Smaller kitchen space. We're thinking raw bar items, some flatbreads, mini lobster rolls, and caviar service is kind of the direction we plan on taking that.
Exciting.
It is, very
When
exciting.
When does that open?
Sometime in 24. First quarter
Sure.
of 24 is what we're shooting for as of right now. We haven't set a concrete date yet. Still quite a few moving parts with getting some of this custom furniture in here, but first quarter of 24, we feel pretty good about that.
So last week you helped launch the 2024 Foodie Philanthropy event, and for folks who don't know, hopefully I described it correctly, restaurants can kind of partner with this charity and host events that have 10 folks have a curated dinner, and it raises money for charities. So why did you choose this particular charity to partner with?
Something that we wanted to get invested in was just finding more charitable organizations here in the Fort Worth area, especially those that were food oriented, food directed. And it just so happens that this year, I forget the name of the organization, but it is raising money for a local charity that is focusing on dementia.
Dementia, yeah, I remember that.
My grandfather, as of right now, is battling with dementia, and it's starting to get really, really bad. And seeing how it's affected my family and my mom and my aunt and uncle, it's really, really tough to watch. And so for me, the personal attachment is just being able to help not only shine a light on that, but try to help raise some money to continue the research that's needed to prevent other families from watching this happen as well. Partnered with some really great restaurants all over the Fort Worth area, and it's a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be. Supposedly, a lot of the chefs take a lot of pride in this event to try to show off against everybody else once the pictures and things like that are taken. So we want to come out strong. We want to do something that no one else in the philanthropy is doing, and hopefully we can raise a bunch of money and offer a really cool 10-course tasting. I'm sorry, 10-person tasting.
Yeah. And what can folks expect coming up in 2024?
We've got some really fun stuff planned for all 4 of our venues. Everything from really cool bar takeovers from talented bar and mixology teams from all over the country. Some of the guest chefs that I've spent time getting to know on Food Network, as well as from restaurants around the country. They'll come in for pop-up dinners, whether that's a tasting inside of inside of the Blue Room from some of the Michelin star restaurants that I've worked in, or just really well-curated family-style dinners from some great restaurants around the country here in Amelia's. We'll showcase those hopefully monthly, or at least once or twice a quarter. It's something that we'd like to do. We've got some really fun wine dinners with some very highly allocated purveyors and providers that'll come in and provide us with really cool experiences. So there's a lot of moving parts, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. The restaurants are a little bit smaller than I'm used to, so trying to figure out what we can and cannot do in the space is going to be a challenge for us, but we really look forward to it.
Well, welcome to Fort Worth. We appreciate glad to see you and your wife, and hope you're enjoying your time here. You're an amazing part of our city.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to plant roots that have run pretty deep here.
Picked a good spot for sure.
I think so too.
And then you can follow this hotel on Instagram at Crescent Fort Worth. Follow what's going on with Chef Payne. He's got big plans for Fort Worth, so it's exciting. Thanks for your time today.
Of course.
And folks, stop on by.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you.